Commodore Airport Hotel, Michael Patterson. Welcome back.
Thank you, Mayor Leanne and councillors. Thank you for allowing me to come back again. With me today I have Felicity Blackmore from Christchurch International Airport. Felicity is the Development and Compliance Manager for Christchurch International Airport. So what our submission is around making things safer for cycling from the airport into the city. Now, we actually are all very appreciative of the effort that the council has taken in making Christchurch the top cycling town for 2017, and it's really pleasing to see the accolade that's here. So our issue is that we believe there's a gap between the airport and around Fennelton Road, so around where the BP is there. There's cycling along that part of Memorial Avenue is quite dangerous. This submission has been supported by, well, I've spoken to the schools and businesses along the way as well, and the next slide itself actually really shows the area. The area we're really talking about is the gap is between the airport and, as I say, Fennelton Road. Now, what's going on there is quite honestly, you've got a Scotsman's car park from the airport for the overflow of the airport, and you know, as people have said to me, we've got people parking along there on and using, you know, the public facility to park and avoid paying fees at the airport. That's part of our problem. So what's happening is that we're seeing people pushed onto the footpath. So what I've done around this is I engaged the guys from Abley Consulting to help me articulate what we're trying to achieve here. So this was only for 1 hour. Stephen from Abbey was with me for an hour and a half, and these examples were not staged. This is the reality of people cycling to the airport. So what's happened here is along outside the Commodore, you're seeing a cyclist choose to jump onto the footpath instead of the roadway. This example here is, we've got this wonderful overpass that is the entrance to our city, and then there's a cycle lane there, then all of a sudden it just stops. And you can see here where the van is driving along in the left-hand lane there, and if there was a cyclist riding, they'd be squeezed between the van and the car. Okay, so it's not just, and these people are not just actually, they're not just those choosing to fly away and leave their car there for a couple of weeks, but there's also a wave of people that are working in the technology park as well. Now, what pushed this really home for us as a family is one of my boys was knocked off his bicycle just along here, and it was the person who knocked him off, on opening the car door, was actually working in the technology park, so choosing to park on Memorial Avenue and to walk through the alleyway there into the technology park. So there's another photo here. You can see there was one where the laneway was being taken up. There's pedestrian refuges that have been put along the roadway there as well that are actually a bit of a nuisance to cyclists, forcing them to jump in the lane. But here's an example where, this piece of roadway here could form part of the solution. It's actually along Burnside Park there, and there isn't entrances there, so maybe that's an opportunity along there for a shared footpath. This is the crash record, so there's actually statistics around it, but like the accident that my own son was involved in, that wasn't reported. So there's, you might imagine that it's quite a lot higher than that. Okay, and that's so what we're asking for is a safer route for cyclists. Now, in the previous opportunity to submit for the city plan, we did along with the airport company, and what we did there is we talked about maybe making some of the cycleways more obvious. There is actually a bunch of cycleways, like a couple of streets off Memorial Avenue, and we asked for signage to be improved for those, and that. The truth is that they are actually too indirect. They just don't. They don't work in terms of they're too convoluted for people that are new to the area. So
it's not efficient.
It's just not efficient. Yeah. So we believe there's an opportunity for visitors, for employees, people working at the airport, and also the schools, particularly the high schools like Burnside High School. There is acknowledgement that for primary schools like Burnside Primary and Christ the King, the kids should be walking, or but the high schools definitely could be made better. And some of the solutions, I suppose what we're asking is that the conversation started, and that there's actually a consultation happens, because you know, I'm a layperson. I don't know how it could be made better, but there's definitely where there's been parking restrictions put in place, particularly around Fenelton Mall. There's 2-hour parking along there. It seemingly actually reduces those people that just simply dump their car there for days, whilst, you know, a lazy sort of solution. And so parking restrictions could be part of the solution. Definitely to just simply paint the road, remove some parking down by the airport, those down there, and continue that cycle lane would be a great solution, and the shared footpath.
I'd probably just like to add here that from the airport's perspective, the resource of the facility for parking is provided as part of our wider campus. Also recognising that the airport campus itself has tourists that may want to bike to and from the airport. It also supports a large amount of people that work and service the airport industry, and giving them a safe and efficient and effective way of riding their bike to work as opposed to driving a car will reduce traffic congestion, is a win for everyone essentially. But at the moment, the most direct and efficient route to get to the airport is only really safe if you are an exceptionally confident cyclist. You're willing to take your life in your hands most days, as a person who does this every day, is the only way to get there is by driving your car, essentially. And there's a few really easy ways that we could encourage a cycle lane all the way along Memorial Ave and make it so both road users and cyclists and pedestrians could use this main corridor to get to and from the airport. And a lot of our new developments out at the airport, which are increasing the amount of people that work there, we provide bicycle parking facilities, we provide them as covered. It's one of the requirements in the outline plan and the resource consent process that we have to go through. So I guess it's just coordinating those two pieces of infrastructure, so the staff members get to the airport and they can park their bike safely, but they can also bike to the airport without risking their lives.
David.
Thank you. I actually support the notion of improving cycle access down Memorial Ave, and particularly a shared cycle footpaths. It's easily achieved in the Burnside area. I also note that, you know, the airport's reconfiguring their access into the main terminal, and I hope you're doing some cycle stuff there. Mm-hmm. My main concern, and I'm interested in how you approach it, and it was raised at a seminar earlier this morning, is cyclists getting across Russley Road. How do you envisage a safe access or ability for cyclists to get across Russley Road?
It's got those major turn left and that major entry in from the motorway. But it's been dealt with.
Yeah, the new overbridge and the road underneath.
Yeah, but you've got a left turn, yeah, a major left turn, and a major left into back into Memorial Ave on the other side of the bridge. So yes, the overbridge takes the through traffic, but it's the merging traffic into a cycle with very limited visibility. I mean, I can just see that there's another problem there that might have to be solved with another set of lights, which just thrills me to the back of my teeth. But I mean, I'm hearing what the issues are. But I think that, and what you're suggesting is that that at least this option be investigated as a mechanism where.
And it's been made a lot better than it was with the roundabout. By goodness, it's a lot better.
Oh, yes, it is much better than the roundabout. I agree.
Much better.
Yeah, but there are still cycle safety issues once you enter into that bridge environment underneath.
Oh, we'd love an underpass again, you know what I mean?
Yes, I know, but the underpass was put at the other end, so I mean that wasn't our doing. But that's anyway. So yeah, it needs some thought given to it. But thank you very much for your submission. It's obviously a lot of interest around the table.
Cool. Thank you.
So thank you.